used to pull the blood count down to go. And I was still loud.
Now call a meeting of Corwin County Board of Commissioners to order. Let's start our meeting this morning with a moment of silence. Pray for the people of Ukraine and think about them and their families and the countries that are accepting all these immigrants or fleeing Ukraine. Thank you. Please allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
These proceedings are being recorded for the sole purpose of constituting the accuracy of written minutes. Tapes are reused, eliminating recorded records of these proceedings. Approval of the minutes of the previous meeting held February 24th, 2022.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes, are there any guests concerning county business at this time? Hearing none, we'll move on.
Report of executive sessions held.
There were none.
Department reports, the budget transfers for 2021, 2022.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes,
There were no supplemental appropriations. Expenditures, approval of payroll check numbers 74182 through 74203, and direct deposit check numbers 6039421 through 6039840 for payroll paid through the payroll fund checking account for all county funds totaling $610,892.79. This is the payroll dated February 25th, 2022.
Motion to ratify.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
yes,
Approval of check numbers 226927 through 227024 for expenditures through the general fund clearing account totaling $1,910,200.27.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
yes,
The treasurer's report?
Move to accept.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
yes. At this time, we'll recess the weekly meeting of the commissioners, and I'll call the monthly meeting, the salary board, to order.
First item is the approval of the minutes of the salary board meeting held February 3rd, 2022.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
I will abstain since I was absent from the meeting.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Are there any guests concerning salary board business? Hearing none, we'll move on.
Report of executive sessions held.
There was one executive session held on February 25th, 2022 at 1:30 p.m.
Next item, courts. Judge Nanovic?
I know the first item on the agenda is a motion involving tip staff trainee. It's not my intent to make that motion. It's my understanding the commissioners wanted this item on the agenda. That position was created basically as a trainee position because I think it was about within the last month, I had spoken to Commissioner Notstein. We had a tip staff who was about to retire, and I asked if we could bring someone in for training. Unfortunately, due to time constraints, we couldn't get anyone in, and there was a death involved as well. So that position could not be filled. It still has not been filled. It is anticipated, given the age of various tip staffs and some of the information I've been provided, that there will be additional tip staffs who are going to be retiring, and so the training position is needed. There are no benefits with respect to the position, no medical insurance. There's actually no harm or burden to the county by having this position left unfilled, and there's a need for it in the future. So it's not my intent to make that motion. If the commissioners want to make it, I will be opposing it.
The concern, I think, on all of us, I shouldn't speak for them, but is that a a lot of times we'll run into the situation, a person will say they're retiring and then years later, they'll retire finally. And it has, a lot of the times it has, or most of the time, it has been the practice of waiting until we have the official retirement date in order. So it's hard to keep a position or create a position such as training unless we know for sure that it is gonna be filled. So, you know, when do you determine the timeline of when you would have to start this person if you don't know when this person's retiring?
Well, they will let me know in advance. I know with respect to Mr. Cutt, I mean, he had given us a notice, I think about a month in advance. Unfortunately, like I said, there was a death involved, there were some other things that prevented that position from being filled. I'm anticipating at least one of the tip staffs, due to age, to be retiring before the end of the year. I will not be filling the position unless I know there's a definite retirement. I will assure you of that. The position has not been filled as of now. There is no intent at this moment to fill it in the near future, other than I know it will be coming up again this year.
I'll go ahead and make the motion to abolish the position of one tip staff trainee at $100 per diem effective March 3rd, 2022.
And I'll second this on a little bit more conversation about this. And the one that did retire now is replaced?
Yes, and there was no need to use a trainee position because the time periods were not involved. So Mr. Kleintop is the individual who is now the tip staff.
Okay.
Who has replaced the individual who retired.
And I think usually like when we hire somebody, we abolish it, don't we? And then when you would come back in again, if you know that somebody's retiring, then we would have that again.
Well, this was specifically for a training position. And
Right.
as I indicated, based upon the constraints, and the time periods involved, there was not sufficient time to get training involved. That could happen again in the future. I hope it doesn't, but it could. We use, for instance, for law clerks, it's not uncommon, we have an overlap there to bring a person in. So we have a law clerk there with the anticipation that if someone retires, we can bring someone in to get trained. It's similar to that, not completely identical, I agree. But there's no downside, there's no benefits, there's no one in the position. The position calls for $100 a day. A normal tip staff is $125 a day. You think I'm gonna put someone in at $100 a day and everyone else is getting $125? Makes no sense.
Yeah, I think the case comes down to precedence, and I know the court's very familiar, looks at it all the time for at least the past 6 months or so. The precedence has been establish a trainee position, abolish it when no longer necessary.
If it wouldn't be for that, you know, we do it for this one, then do we have to do it for every other office that has someone that's gonna retire in the future? And the other question I have would be, you know, the only way I would even consider going along with it would be a maximum amount of time that this person would come on board before the official.
That's fine, make it 2 weeks. I have no problem with that.
And the only thing that I have about it, I mean, like it's gonna affect our budget, if this goes into the budget, if we have 10 of them like this, I mean, our budget could be affected by $50,000, $100,000, you know, if it goes across the whole county. I don't know if that's gonna affect us, I'm sure this is gonna go into the budget just like all the other ones that are empty vacant spots.
There's nothing affecting the budget on this, because I said the position not filled. And this is not a position where there's benefits. If you had someone else who was in there and they weren't working, they're still getting benefits.
I mean, I
That's not
can,
the case with this position.
I can see the benefit of it because, hey, just, God forbid, somebody could die tomorrow and you'd have to do it. And then if you'd have to wait until salary board, you're losing 2-3 weeks.
That's true.
I mean, I understand that part of it. I don't know if, I mean, how can we do this that it's not gonna, you know, that everybody else is not gonna jump on board and say,
I think Wayne just said, put a cap on the time period, 2 weeks is fine. Again, keep in mind, most of your other positions are getting benefits. And yes, if you had someone appointed in another position, they're getting benefits, whether they're working or not, that's the cost to the county. That's not the case here in this position. There are no benefits, there are no expenses. And again, there's a difference in pay. So logic says, are you really gonna pay someone for a long period of time $100 a day and the others are getting $125? You're not.
I was just gonna say, if if it is abolished, we could always reestablish it when the need arises, correct? So,
And that has been
and that's
precedent.
what we have been doing.
Except the problem with the shortness of time. We didn't have enough time to do it last time. That was the difficulty with last time, why we couldn't put someone in, because by the time we got it acted upon, passed, and then a death which complicated it, there was no overlap.
I think by exceptional circumstances, we can ratify, correct? So if there is an emergent situation,
Yeah, we
we
could
can always ratify.
Yeah, we could go forward, I think, with advertising or whatever we had to
Yeah.
do and ratify it the following week.
Right, or at
You
the
know,
next
that's-
salary board meeting, right?
Yeah.
6 of one, half of another.
Yeah.
Okay,
So the motion is,
what's on the agenda
right,
to abolish? Okay. Judge Nanovic? Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Orner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes, and because we do it all the time, children and youth and those positions, and it's ludicrous at times, I agree, so, okay.
With respect to the next motion, it involves the administrative assistant. Nancy Rivera was the administrative assistant in the probationary office. She has now left, because she went to OBR, because of higher pay. We'd like to promote Jessica Presley to the position. She is currently an adult probation specialist. The motion is to adjust, to reduce what the current pay is of the administrative assistant from $15.13 per hour to $14.69 per hour. That's approximately $1, I think, and 11 cents more than Jessica is currently making. There is precedent for this. Commissioner Lukasevich wanted to quote precedent. It's been done several times in the past, so I am making that motion.
Second.
Discussion. I would note that in a 9A, which is more standard than not, and again, there have been exceptions, I would simply state that increased duties and responsibilities associated with this change are calculated into the 9A grade and step. That's all I have.
Okay, we have, any more discussion?
It's just
We
that
have-
I would point out the time and this person that you want to promote has been with the county how long?
Been here 9 years. She's been an excellent employee. As I indicated, the person who's leaving is because of an issue of pay. The pay is not sufficient the way it is. We're asking to give her only a little bit of, I think it's $1.11 more than she's currently being paid. Two other individuals who were approached would not even consider it because of the pay. We are not asking for an extraordinary amount. The person has been an excellent employee for over 9 years. She deserves it.
Well, again, continue. She has been being compensated for her tenure, her 9 years, over the past 9 years with the pay increases that,
I'm sure she is in a
yeah.
different position.
right,
I'm saying there's precedent here for elevating it for a little over $1 an
yeah.
hour. And this is an increased responsibility, increased position, and she's being recognized because of what she's done.
Yeah, and increased duties and responsibilities already calculated into the fact that it's a 9A versus where she's at, I would state.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
we differ on that.
Right, that's fine, right.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor, pulled board. Judge Nanovic?
Yes.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Orner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
No,
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Then the next motion deals with adjusting the position that Jessica had, and that's a motion to change the rate of pay of the adult probation specialist from $13.58 per hour to $11.38 per hour. And that's effective, the former motion also was effective as of March 3rd, but this motion too is effective as of March 3rd of this year.
I'll second that.
Judge Nanovic?
Yes.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Orner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you very much for your time.
Clerk of Courts, Mrs. Boney?
Good afternoon.
Good morning.
I'd like to make a motion to change the rate of one collection coordinator from $11.95 per hour, grade 6, step A, to $12.31 per hour, grade 6, step B, effective March 3rd, 2022.
Second.
I'd like to, now, this is going to be a new person.
Yes, it is, with
Okay.
a bachelor's degree and an MBA. And years of collections experience.
I think we did do a little bit of discussion about this before. And I would be open to, I think we talked about before, giving it the grade, the next one below it, and then after 6 months, that person would go up to that rate, because it is a new person coming in. We really don't know what they're capable of. I think as the judge said, you know, he's going through everything, and they're confident that this person can do it. And I'm sure you're confident that this person can do it, but we don't know. So, I mean, you sort of see where I'm going on this.
I do. Can I add something to it? So, in our previous conversations, in our executive board, I was in conversation stated to that resetting it to an A, if I found a qualified individual to come in, upon that qualification and experience that that person can bring to the table, onboarding would be open to discussion and where to start that person. And that's why I'm asking for a step B based on the experience and qualification and education. And I am prepared in a 6-month probationary period that all new onboarding individuals are to terminate if necessary. I don't feel that that will be the case at all.
Any other discussion on that?
Nothing? Okay, I'm gonna poll the board. Mrs. Boney?
Yes.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
No.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next item is archives. Change the rate of one part-time clerk from $11.16 per hour, grade 4, step B, to $11.49 per hour, grade 4, step C, effective March 8th, 2022.
Move to change the rate.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Buildings and grounds, abolish the position of one part-time cleaning person at the rate of $11.49 per hour, grade 4, step C, effective March 4th, 2022.
Move to abolish.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Abolish,
Okay.
abolish the position of one part-time cleaning person at the rate of $11.16 per hour, grade 4, step B, effective March 3rd, 2022.
Move to abolish.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Well,
Yes.
well, yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up, the establishment of a full-time, because,
It's
Ask
number
me.
11.
Oh, that's the ask me one at the
That's
end.
the answer.
oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why. Okay, yeah, yeah,
Two different areas.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
I'm just gonna use you.
Yeah, I started thinking and then I thought, yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Did you vote Mr.
I
Lukasevich?
voted yes to abolish.
Mr. Notstein, okay. The Communications Center, change the rate of one part-time dispatcher, $13.32 per hour, grade 7, step C, to $13.72 per hour, grade 7, step D, effective April 5th, 2022.
Motion approved.
Second?
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Corrections, establish the shift differential for the positions of 4 assistant deputy warden at the rate of $1 per hour for the second and third shifts work, retroactive to February 3rd, 2022.
Motion approved.
Second?
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Change the rate of one live scan operator corrections clerk at $13.18 per hour, grade 5, step F, to $11.38 per hour, grade 5, step A, effective March 3rd, 2022.
Motion to change the rate.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Parks abolish the position of one lead seasonal park ranger one at $15.52 per hour, grade S4, step A, effective March 3rd, 2022.
Motion to abolish?
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Abolish the position of one seasonal park ranger one at $14.53 per hour, grade 10, step A, effective March 3rd, 2022.
Move to abolish.
Second?
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Establish the positions of two seasonal park maintenance at $11.16 per hour, grade 4, step B, effective March 3rd, 2022.
Motion to change the rate?
Second.
Second?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Change the rate of one seasonal park ranger two from $11.49 per hour, grade 4, step C, to $11.16 per hour, grade 4, step B, effective March 3rd, 2022.
Move to change the rate.
Second on a little discussion on this. I know there's a little bit of confusion on where we're abolishing jobs. And I think I've always been in favor of having full-time people, not part-time, because I think that's where we're losing people. I mean, people deserve benefits when they're doing a great job for us. And I think this is a great thing. The county is moving forward, and now we're actually gonna have 6 cleaning people, which when we first came on board, there were 3. And they do an excellent job, and I'm glad that we can get somebody, a 6th one on board. So thank you.
And it was a high turnover as well.
Yeah.
Trying to get cleaning people for every year of us, we replace them. Every month.
Yes.
I think right here and in under parks, just to emphasize the point that the park director, Dave, understands the criticality of maintaining the park due to the stress that's placed on it, due to the inordinate, number of visitors and residents using Mock Chunk Park. And this is our commitment to help ensure that that park is maintained to a quality standard that, residents and visitors should expect from the park. So again, we didn't necessarily need or weren't filling those 2 ranger positions, so therefore, abolish those positions and put our priority of resources and priority of effort, towards the maintenance.
I do not recall if I finished pulling the board on this one.
To change the rate, I don't think we
I
did.
said yes, I said yes before
It's a
you
while
asked
ago.
me.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Lukasevich? Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Okay. ASME Residual Union, Maintenance Department. Establish the position of one cleaning person at the prevailing ASME union rate, effective March 3rd, 2022.
Move to establish.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Teamsters. Abolish the position of one acting sergeant at the prevailing Teamster union rate, effective March 3rd, 2022.
Move to abolish.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. No further business for the salary board? Meeting adjourned, and we will reconvene our meeting of the commissioners.
Next item is the personnel report for county departments.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Acknowledgements for court and row offices report.
Move to acknowledge.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Correspondence was received as listed. Copies will be made available to the press upon request. Adult probation, drug court for approval and execution. Request to apply for funding in the amount of $10,000 through the AOPC for the Carbon County Drug Treatment Court. Grant will be used to purchase drug testing supplies and incentives.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Veterans Court. For approval and execution, a request to apply for funding in the amount of $1,940 through the AOPC for the Carbon County Veterans Treatment Court. Grant will be used to purchase drug testing supplies and incentives.
Motion to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Advertising. For approval, authorize the advertisement of the invitation to bid for food service at the Carbon County Correctional Facility on pen bid.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Authorize the advertisement of the invitation to bid for the parking booth for the Carbon County parking lot on pen bid.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Children and Youth, for approval and execution, the fiscal year 2021, 2022 purchase of service agreements submitted for the vendors as listed and as per the attached rates.
Motion approved and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Elections, for approval and execution, a quote was received from Phoenix Graphics Incorporated of Rochester, New York, for the printing of election day ballots, provisionals, sample ballots, and mailing services of absentee and mail-in ballots for the 2022 primary and general election at a total estimated cost of $39,028 under CoStar's contract 009075.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
A purchase service agreement for approval and execution, a purchase and service agreement under a Sourcewell contract with Edwards Business Systems of Wyomissing, Pennsylvania, for an HP printer at a cost of $1,095.20, .01446 black and white per copy to be billed quarterly, located in the Recorder of Deeds office. Maintenance will be fixed for the first 3 years.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The union agreement for approval and execution, collective bargaining agreement between the County of Carbon and the court-appointed Professional Employees Bargaining Unit, AFSCME, AFL-CIO District Council 87, Local 2483, for the period of January 1, 2022 through December 31st, 2022. The contract provides for an increase in starting rates and a 3% wage increase for others. No increase in employee health insurance premium copays or out-of-pocket prescription copays for all categories. The starting rates are as listed.
Motion approved and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Solicitors report?
Thank you. Children and Youth for approval and execution, an extension to the agreement with Computer Aid of Allentown to provide consulting relative to the review of Child Protective Services, reports and files to Children and Youth Services Department, extending the agreement to June 30, 2022 from the original expiration date of December 31, 2021.
Motion approved and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Communications 911 for ratification, agreement with Nearmap US Incorporated of South Jordan, Utah to provide 3-inch resolution aerial imagery at a total cost of $12,000, which is approved through the statewide interconnectivity fund for Carbon County NG 911 project.
Move to ratify with correction of spelling there on aerial. Right, from AERIAL. Otherwise, I think that's a cartoon of children's movie about aerials. We don't need imagery of aerial, that's fine.
Second. Action.
Yeah.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Jim Thorpe Borough lease for approval and execution. Lease agreement with the Borough of Jim Thorpe for the rental of the first floor of property located 101 East 10th Street, Memorial Hall in Jim Thorpe. Effective March 1, 2022 through June 30, 2022, unless terminated sooner in writing. The rental payment is $250 for each day utilized and is specific to the hours of 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. The county will upgrade the sound system on the premises to meet its needs, and the upgrade will remain the property of the borough.
Move to approve and execute.
Second,
Mr. Honor?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Nothing further.
Any further business? Hearing none, commissioners' reports. Mr. Honor?
None at this time.
Mr. Lukasevich?
And just recognize and thanks to Amy Miller and the Times News for being out on front on announcing the inaugural meeting of the Carbon County Animal Shelter Advisory Board. They met, they organized, they created 4 committees, laid out a future speaking plan for themselves, and really have laid the groundwork to be a great assistance to Tom up there and the Board of Commissioners with advancing the program up there to the next level. So congrats to them and thanks to the Times News for the article that they published. I want to mention again a broadband virtual town hall for municipal elected officials and managers, Wednesday the 9th, Thursday the 10th from 7 to 8. You can reach out to the county if you have any questions or you need the Zoom link that has been emailed all out to all municipalities, or you can email broadbandproject@carboncounty.net. That's all I have.
Mr. Notstein?
Yeah, a couple of things. Again, you saw in the personnel report on another resignation for children and youth. And this has been an issue plaguing, I believe, every county in the Commonwealth in maintaining caseworkers and children and youth. We're down 6 now. I know there was a conference call yesterday, a virtual call that some of our people got to sit on. I was on another call, but and they're looking at internships, I understand, and other ways to get people into those offices. We're not the only ones on a conference call or a virtual call. I was on last week with our County Commissioners Association, and maybe I mentioned it, but Dauphin County's down 100 people in their social services, and I don't know what it is. We just can't get and keep human service workers in all the counties. Some counties are stealing ours. They pay more than other benefits, and I'm not sure in this latest resignation today, but it's a continuing problem. The commissioners are, I believe, authorizing additional overtime again for another month in children and youth because they just cannot keep up with the caseload. They're being stressed out, and the more people that resign or move on for whatever reason, just creates more of a hardship on all the other employees in the agency. So, again, you know, they do the best they can. They're working hard, and I applaud them for that. Elections, who knows? They are getting some things settled, but there's still many or a few lawsuits that could change things. So petitions, they have been confirmed as of yesterday for parties, political parties, for state and local political parties finally. But there are some other issues in trying to work through it. And I know in the call we had the other day on elections was the fear of them even considering moving an election or having 2 elections and the cost, the amount of work. We're getting close to the deadline because we have to, and they did approve the mail-in ballots and rightfully so, whether you're against them or not, because it would just confuse people if you did not do it. But there's timelines that they have to complete, you know, to certify the machines, to get the ballots out to the people, getting the ballots printed, you know, and a host of other issues that our elections people, the pressure is on them again, and through mostly the decisions at the state level, Department of State, and the fiasco in Harrisburg on territorial and districting and that, and it just, last time we had this problem 2 years ago, at least 26 have resigned. The county commissioners are worried about because of the pressures and the never-ending changes from the direction they're getting from the Department of State and the courts. It's unbelievable, and we're great fear of losing more experienced people and even those that just came on board and trying just to keep up with it. Another thing I'll bring up real quick, and under one of the CCAP priorities, the 911 fee bill, Act 12, sunsets in January 31st of 2024. And that's the law of the fees you pay on your voice over the internet, wireless fees, the phone lines, etc. And to Carbon County, that's about $1.5 million loss if they don't extend that. The changing technology is hard to keep up. We've already implemented receiving text messages. We're looking at the video messaging capability, and the technology is extremely difficult to keep up and expensive to keep up in maintaining our tower sites and radio communications. Now, the county gets 80% of the fees collected in Carbon County. 15% goes to interconnectability and 2% to PEMA to operate the program. That 15% is where we'll buy the switches or equipment that, let's say our phone lines go down here, there's an AB switch, they call it, they flip the AB switch, it goes, all our calls automatically go to Luzerne, or Monroe County, I should say. And that's for a 9-county area. So they continuously give out grants for things of that nature. The other funding we use for is GIS. It's extremely important when you know, receiving the calls, especially with cell phones. Again, yesterday they had a lost person, and they knew exactly where that person was just following the GPS on the phone, and having an up-to-date mapping system and addressing system really makes the job of the dispatchers a lot easier, as well as the responders, especially to the police departments and the capabilities they have anymore with the flyovers and everything, and they can view all 4 sides of the building from the laptop, computer, access all that information timely. So it's extremely important that we start educating our legislative people on, and I have a call at 11:30 this morning meeting with a representative and other CCAP staff on our priorities, and we want to get it out there now because we all know how long it takes to get anything passed in Harrisburg. And if it doesn't get passed, you know, it all comes back on to the commissioners and having to raise the taxes. And that $1.5 million plus the interconnectivity is well over 1 mil. So, and we do contribute. It does cost us roughly about $250,000 a year and other expenses out of taxpayer dollars from Carbon County. So, just wanted to bring that subject up and talk about some of the other issues at a later date. So, okay, that's all I have today. Meeting adjourned. News media, Amy.
Good morning.
Morning.
I obviously see there's no masks on your faces. So, the updated masking policy for county, what is it?
What is it? That's a good question. No, the mask, it's not required, no. The only ones that maybe had the COVID, they're still required when they come back to work for so many days, per CDC guidelines,
Okay,
basically.
so basically just along
Yeah.
with the CDC guidelines, no Texas. With regard to the letter that was received from Trinity Service Group, why are they terminating? Is this early or is this the end of their contract, or what exactly is going on there?
Well, it is the end of their contract, and we did have some discussion with them. And I think just to keep everybody honest for the county, we're going out on bid. Because you can look at yourself, you go out and you buy a tomato, look at how much it is cost. And I think to negotiate with one individual is not gonna help the county, so we're gonna put it out on bid. And the best prices that we're gonna get, and there were some issues in the past. And what we've done, we changed the calorie count, we changed the amount of hot meals per day, there's gonna be 2 hot meals per day. And I think there's something that there's a couple meals that are, you know, we have changes, and we're gonna we're gonna keep on top of the menu. I think that's where we lost some of the stuff before, you know, people could have been complaining, but it was in the contract to do it. So I can't say that they were really negligent, but like I said, it comes back to it. I think we gotta get the best price for the county.
Um, With regard to the Memorial Hall lease, is that just for jury selection, or is that also going to be held with like, trials and all that kind of stuff?
It has the flexibility to serve also as trial space. It's based on what the courts really need. The Burroughs has been great working with us to make that a flexible space during the elevator renovation.
And possible future courthouse renovation.
Yeah.
And I have to say also with that, with going there, we're paying per day. Other contracts we were doing a monthly thing and it was like killing us. I mean, if we only needed 3-4 days, that's what we pay for.
And my last question is actually for Rick, if he's still here.
Yep.
How many people are currently both in the drug treatment court and the veterans treatment
Yeah,
court?
so combined total, right now, we have 41 individuals in both courts. You know, obviously, COVID slowed down the intake of individuals coming up, and turnover has also impacted that. I anticipate those numbers to jump up. And right now, we have 5 people, I believe, that are slated to be to graduate probably in May. We would have probably done it earlier, but with the elevator project, we also pushed that off a little bit too. So we are looking at 5 new graduates coming up soon. As I said before, you know, we're pretty constant with this. About 2/3 of our participants are doing really well. And we have another third that are really struggling, as we would expect some individuals to struggle. But, you know, early outcomes look very positive, and I'm seeing some individuals that I'm really proud of all the work that they're doing and how far they've come.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
That's all.
Interesting to point out there too, all 41 of those would have been sitting in the correctional facility,
That is correct.
not getting any help, but this puts them in the courtroom, they get the help, the counseling, and everything they need to, you know, clean up their life and move on. And it's, even at 60-some% or whatever it is, it's, I think, a very successful program, cost-effective program. It's hard to justify the huge cost up front, but when you look at the long-term and the cost of incarceration and all these people, that gets rather expensive.
Yeah. I mean, you just look at the impact of the community, the family, and the
Family.
costs all associated with that too. I mean,
Law enforcement.
it's almost impossible to come up with a true cost if you get someone who was a true addict and is now in full recovery. I mean, you just can't put a price tag on that, but, you know, it's a great program, and I'm very proud of everything they've been able to accomplish. We just provide the support, but
You know,
very,
let's
very proud of that.
compliment Mr. Parsons there, who probably puts the, well, I shouldn't say probably puts the most time into the program, and one of the reasons it's extremely successful, as well as Judge Mutika and the way they run that program, and the entire team from all agencies that participate in their weekly meetings and everything, and help to everyone become clean and improve their quality of life, so.
And I have to say a little bit something about that too, what Wayne said. We had our joinder board meeting on Monday, and was it Pike County is looking to do this, and Wayne really gave you a good recommendation on, so you'll probably be getting a call from them,
I
because
didn't realize that I'm in.
yeah,
And the joiner board is the, for those that might not know, is the Carmen Monroe Pike joiner boarders, the commissioners from all 3 counties for the mental health and developmental services. We meet every other month and discuss our problems or issues, drug and alcohol as well, and the mental health in our prisons and in the courts. And they're all part of this team as well.
Yep. Thank you.
That's all I have then, thank you very much.
Kelly,
Good morning. Question on the invitation to bids on the parking booth. What is that about?
well, it wound up, we thought it was only gonna cost like $3,000 or $4,000, and the whole project is over the limit, so we had to put it out to bid. That's the trouble with it. Like most of the, you know, when we asked prices on it, I think some were like $300 over, and it was like, that's where we go into this thing where it winds up costing the county more, because we just, on a little project, we can't do anything. You know, that's the problem where, you know, if the limit was a little bit more, and like I said, look at a 2x4 that you buy. I mean, a 2x4 used to be $1.97, now it's $7. You know, how can, you know, every project that we're gonna go into, even if it's a little project, is gonna wind up have to go on bid. You know, it's a shame the way it is. And that's why I think that they should look at it to even raise that limit instead of being, you know, at that, what is it, 11.6 is the first one, and then it's 21.3 or, yeah. And it's like, them limits should be raised up to 30,000. Because like I said, you do a minor little project. I mean, I did something last week for a friend of mine, and I picked up a couple 2x4s and 2x10s, and it was $360. It was about this much on my truck. You know, it's a shame.
Yeah, Kelly, you know, the bottom line is the existing booth no longer meets the needs of the parking staff. And fortunately, you know, we do have the revenue from the parking to upgrade it at this time. And, you know, part of this, of course, is, you know, the upgrade at the northern end of the parking lot where we'll be, you know, asphalting or expect asphalt this spring. The booth and other changes in collaboration with the railroad, actually, that'll be forthcoming over the next year or two also. Again, make it safer, make it a better space, you know, for the employees who have to be out there in all weather elements.
That's all I have.
Just, is it gonna be in the same spot, the booth?
No.
It's gonna, down the other.
Yeah, it's gonna be against the guardrail.
Back
Oh,
up.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
It's basically same spot, but right back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, have a good one.
All right.
Very vocal. Hi, guys.